Welcome back to Tiempo. This spring, the National Dominican Student Conference comes to town. It is a 3-day event that takes place at NYU in late March. Many influential speakers. There will be networking opportunities, workshops, and so much more. This year's conference theme is, drumroll, Bridging the Gap, Navigating Dominican and Dominican American Identity. And here to tell us this morning all about it, Marcia Ranieri and Brittany Baez from the National Dominican Student Conference. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Now, when you tell me about that theme, Bridging the Gap between Dominican and Dominican American identity. Is there a gap? What's the gap?
Yes, so the gap is basically how the experience of identity differs based on factors like generational differences, transnationalism, regional differences. So basically we want people to leave with a more complete cultural understanding of what that means.
And what's the bridge that you're hoping to build over that gap?
Well, we're hoping throughout the conference and through these academic workshops that they'll be able to understand things like the Haiti and DR relationship, Blackness in the Caribbean, the complexities of mental health in like Latino communities, and things like that.
And in what ways do you go about passing on that message? Workshops, seminars, and,
yes.
and who's leading these?
Right, so the main things are the workshops, the networking opportunities, and also the speakers. So the main way that we're going about it is we have great speakers. This year, some of the speakers include, for example, in the past we've had like Juno Diaz, but this year we're really excited that we have Rolando Tiacosta, who's a New York State Supreme Court Justice.
Wonderful.
We also have social media influencers, for example, Zahira Kelly. She's also known as Bad Dominicana.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, and throughout the workshops, it's going to be more of a dialogue where the panelists who are professionals in their field will be able to communicate with the attendees and have a conversation about all of these topics.
How do you guys come up with the theme and then how to address the topics within the theme? Is it just a brainstorming session that you have?
Yeah, so we have a committee of 12 people, and through the committee we all sit together every Monday. Actually, we meet and we have a conversation about what we think is lacking in our community and how to address it. And through that was how we came up with all of our workshop ideas. And we think that through dialogue, through these workshops, it'll be best to be able to like get at all of the intricacies of the topics.
I'm fascinated by the social media approach because study after study documents that Latinos in particular, even more so young Latinos, use social media perhaps more than any other group.
Yes.
And I guess that must have come up numerous times within the meeting.
Yes.
And is it using social media to uplift your business, to uplift your career, en qué manera?
That's great, because I'm actually working on the media workshop, so I'm helping organize that and figure that out right now. So basically, it's how social media is like a tool in the community, how it's a tool for success, how it's a platform to increase your audience, increase your voice for whatever that may mean in terms of hair, in terms of your professional business, and also just representation generally. What do Latinos look like in media? What does that look like?
Okay. When you say networking opportunities, I mean, I just picture people, sort of shaking hands and exchanging business cards. Is it more than that?
We'll be having tabling events as well for businesses to come and recruit, but we will also be having all of the speakers who will be at the workshops will have an opportunity to interact with all of the attendees, and that way it's more of creating this bond with the professionals and with the attendees to then allow them to take it in the professional and educational world.
So that hopefully the students can graduate college and take what they've learned from professionals in their fields and apply that to whatever they're going to do.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. I think I mentioned at the beginning, this is the 12th year?
The 12th year.
But it's back in New York. It hasn't always been in New York.
No, it's taken place at schools like Babson, Harvard, Yale, Brown, and now it's going to be the second year happening at NYU since 2008.
And it makes perfect sense to me. There are so many Dominicans here in the New York metropolitan area. What led into getting it back to New York and in particular at NYU?
So we actually worked together on a proposal. So we had to write an entire proposal, and we're both students at NYU, and this is a student-led, student-run conference. And we basically said, we're both Dominicans, we're both Latinas. How can we, make a difference? How can we support the National Dominican Student Conference? And we came up with the idea of identity and bridging the gap.
And who do you present that pitch to when you have it all done? Who do you say, here it is, consider us?
So there's a board for the National Dominican Student Conference who is made up of previous committee members who then look at all of the applications that are submitted to then pick which school is going to be hosting it.
Okay. There's a small fee, correct? Right?
Yes. Do you want to explain the fee?
Yeah,
yes,
so
tell me.
Basically follow our social media.
Okay.
That's what I've managed advantage. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook at National Dominican Student Conference, also the website.
It's up on the screen. Got it there. And there's your Twitter handle as well,
Twitter,
NDSC
Instagram,
2018.
NDSC 2018. And you can buy the tickets on the website. So that's DominicanStudentConference.com.
What's the cost?
Non-NYU, $50.
Okay.
For professionals, it's $75.
And I've got up on the screen. This is the date, March 23rd to the 25th.
Yes.
Starts at 5 o'clock. NYU Kimball Center for University Life, 60 Washington Square South in Manhattan.
Yes.
If you buy a ticket Friday, that's for the whole event.
Yes, so the ticket price is for the entire event. So starting Friday at 5 p.m. until Sunday at around 3 p.m. That'll cover all the costs for food, speakers, parties, music, performances, everything.
You guys are wonderful. Well, this is great. Well,
Thank
A,
you
congratulations
so much.
on getting it here, and B, have a great conference.
Thank you.
Qué bueno. Appreciate it so much. All right, still ahead on Tiempo. Top leadership in Puerto Rico and New York come together in the Bronx. We'll explain why they're unhappy with federal lawmakers and how they want them to fix it.